I made a two-way mid-range slasher on NBA 2K25. This build gets a 99 driving dunk and legend posterizer for those elite contact dunk animations. This build gets a 95 ball handle and can do every glitchy dribble move in the game. We can shoot lights out with rhythm shooting, and we have a max wingspan to get stops and block shots. Welcome back to the channel, and I hope everyone had a happy new year and is staying blessed. In today's video, I'll be showcasing to you guys my two-way mid-range slasher. I will also be showing you the best animations, dribble moves, and jump shot for this build. If you found this video helpful, consider dropping a sub as we are on that 60k grind, crank them post noties, and smash that like button. With all that yapping out the way, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Starting off with this build, I make all my players lefties, but all this is personal preference. I went PG, 6'4" on the height, 178 on the weight, and for the wingspan, you want to max that hoe out. I like to start off with the physicals to meet those badge and animation requirements. We have an 86 speed, 76 agility, 53 strength, and a 90 vertical for those elite contact dunk animations. On to the finishing, we have a 79 close shot for bronze paint prodigy. We have an 80 driving layup, and I use a Trae Young layup style. This gets a silver float game and bronze layup mix master. We start off with a 94 driving dunk. I then use +5 from hitting starter 3 to give us a 99 rating. This gets you legend posterizer and aerial wizard for those elite contact dunk annies and for those crazy alley-oop finishes. We have a 40 standing dunk and a 43 post control. Here are all the dunk animations that I use. I equip all the contact dunk animations, and I use the double clutch and switcheroo. I also use the two-handed standing under the basket dunks, and I use the Russell Westbrook and Michael Jordan signature dunk animations. I also equip all of the contact and regular alley-oop animations as well. This now makes my second build with a 99 driving dunk. I said it before and I'll say it again. Is 99 driving dunk worth it? Because you're giving up a lot of attributes for that rating. If you want the most meta build, then the answer is no. You would probably be better suited for a 96 or 93 dunk rating for a more well-rounded build. But I don't make builds for the meta because that's boring to me. I try to make unique builds that are fun for me to play on. A 99 driving dunk is fun, but not meta. And it's not nearly as overpowered as it used to be, especially with the dunk meter being super RNG this year. But when the dunk meter works, especially in Takeover, you can get a lot of dope contact dunk animations, which makes the build a lot of fun to me. This build unlocks every dunk animation in the game. The Michael Jordan dunk package has some fire luminous dunk animations. The only downside is the cradle animations are super slow this year, so be careful with that if you use that dunk package. The other dunk animations that I showed are going to be some of the fastest and safest dunks to use on this build. And be sure to master the dunk meter to get the most out of this build and to force those elite contact animations. For the shooting, we have an 89 midi, and I use the Chris Paul fade for those cheesy mid-range fades. And we have an 83 3-point rating. This will give you gold set shot, silver deadeye, and shifty shooter plus bronze limitless, which is more than enough to shoot consistent with rhythm shooting. Here's the jump shot that I use on all my builds who can't get Curry base. It's KPJ, which is a starter for any with Oscar and Colin as the releases. And it has solid shot attributes and only requires an 86 midi or 3-point rating. And I play Wrexham on this build, so I upgraded my free throw to a 75, and I use a J-Co free throw any on all my builds. The 83 3-point rating actually feels very consistent with rhythm shooting, so don't be afraid to shoot on this build when the defender sags off. This 89 midi is perfect with the Chris Paul fade, as it meets the pure green window threshold. I don't force threes or dunks on this build, I just take what the defense gives me. And with the midi fades being OP this year, I hunt for those a lot. for a high percentage bucket. After all, we are a mid-range slasher. Most of these shooting clips are coming from the Proving Grounds, which I do believe is on the highest difficulty, and I had no problem shooting consistent. I just use rhythm shooting on every single shot that I take, especially the midi fade. Plus, the KPJ base feels so smooth with rhythm shooting, and once the defender starts to play you tight, that opens up room to take advantage of the 99 driving dunk and the dunk meter. Plus, the crisp off fade is very hard to contest once you create even just a little bit of space. For the playmaking, we have a 70 pass accuracy for bronze, break starter, and dimer, plus to dot our corners on the ISO. We start off with a 93 ball handle. I then use my remaining +2 from hitting level 40 the past 2 seasons for a 95 rating. This will unlock Hall of Fame ankle assassin and handles for days plus gold unpluckable. Here are all the sigs that I use on this build and the reason we go with a 95 ball handle for the Steve Francis sig Staza. And we have a 91 speed with ball for Hall of Fame lightning launch. I then use my tier 1 badge upgrade for legend lightning launch. Dribbling on the ISO is how I have fun on this game. Plus the sigs that I just showed you are perfect for my playstyle. When you mix the Francis cross with the Steph escape and the Kyrie behind the back, it makes for some fire fast mint clips. They have really made dribbling so this year with slow dribble moves and speed boost. But like every year, we will always find a way, and no, you don't need a 95 ball handle to ISO. Francis crossover is the fastest move in the game, but you could save some attributes by going with a 92, considering the 99 dunk is so expensive. You could also use Jordan pull size up for this playstyle. It's almost just as good as Steve Francis, and sometimes I do switch back to it because it's super smooth to combo with. I also do try and mix up my animations a bit because trying different animation keeps the game fresh for me. There are plenty of dribble animations that you can mix and match with. I'm not saying they are all meta because most of them aren't, but it's not about playing the meta every single game because that gets boring. My builds and playstyle are more about having fun while still being able to win games. For the defense, we have a 47 interior, we have an 85 perimeter for gold off-ball pest, silver on-ball menace, pick dodger, and challenger. We went with a 67 steal for bronze glove and interceptor. And we have a 68 block for bronze high-flying denier. And I use my tier 2 badge upgrade for silver high-flying denier. One thing I hate is being a complete liability on defense. So having a max wingspan is almost like an attribute in itself because it helps you with shot contests and blocks. I try to always have high flying denier on silver on all my guard builds with the tier 2 upgrade. This really helps to block shots and to get stops in the paint, and you can get bumpy on defense with the silver badges. This build is more about staying in front of your man to get stops with shot contests and blocks. You can still get some bump steals if you have good position. That's why I at least wanted a 67 steal rating for those bronze badges. Here's the takeover that I use on this build. I use driver for the takeover ability and the extra ball handling, but you do have a few different options to pick one based on your playstyle. For your badge elevators, I would suggest getting posterizer and aerial wizard to gold, and then using 2 of your +2s to make both of those badges on legend, as they take the longest to grind out. And here is an overview of this build maxed out with all the extra +6 attributes. And if you make this build like me, it will come out as a 2-way mid-range slasher, which is a dope build name. Thank you for watching, and everyone stay blessed.